right. Welcome back to Brown Sugar Shade, where the debates are real and the opinions are strong, like our tea.
I'm Kayla.
I'm Ashley.
And today, what are we discussing?
Yeah, so I normally tell her as we're starting, and I didn't tell her this time. And it's for good reason, because it's not a topic that I think you would have wanted to discuss. It's not something you maybe think I would have chosen. But today we're discussing, is love at first sight real?
Oh, girl.
Brother,
Oh, girl. I see what you didn't tell me.
Yeah.
Nonsense. Are we 5?
You see why I didn't say anything?
Are we 5
cool.
years old?
Okay, cool. So the internet says the debate is destiny or hormones.
Oh, stop.
We're going to break it down.
Stop.
We have very different opinions on this, but
Do we?
I think
Are you the Lulu?
I'm one of those people, right?
Oh, she's the Lulu.
Great.
Cool. Understood.
Okay. So growing up, right?
I didn't know my sister was the Lulu.
Shush. Let me tell my tale to the people. Growing up, right? I always had this thing where I would like see a guy and I'd be like, yeah, that's mine. I kind of just went after it, you know? And like, as most people who would know, like the history or the backstory of my marriage would know, that's exactly what I did with my husband. I was like, yeah, that's it. That's my gazelle on the Sahara. You're dead.
So you're the lioness in this scenario?
Yes. I hunt.
Send help, guys. Send help. Because what am I hearing? But that's intentional. You didn't love him at first sight.
How does that not? So what do you think I chose him for? Like,
but
you
love
know what I'm
at
saying.
love at first sight in destiny means that like
I knew
you
I'm
saw
just
each,
saying,
but it also means that he would have seen you and be like, oh,
it doesn't have to go both ways. It doesn't have to be
if
both
it's
of us at first
destiny,
sight.
if it's destiny, it says like if you're soulmate, then it kind of does have to be both ways, right? I feel that's how that works.
I'll have to ask him about that. I don't know.
But I get you. I mean, okay, I don't agree,
There's something on my lip gloss.
but I get it, I guess. But again, that's you being intentional. So like the Lulu to the Trululu is because you like
so
you actually
on
do
top
things.
of that, he's not my type. He said careful. He's not my type either. So I'm like, what is it? When I saw him, I was like, and trust me, he was scruffy then.
That one there was a violation. Personally, I wouldn't have.
I
was
love that he is
then.
right here for all of these talks. I just love this.
He was scruffy. So I'm telling you, when I looked at him, I can't say that it would been something like attraction or
Okay.
no offense, honey.
Me personally, I wouldn't take this level of disrespect.
But I can't say there would have been like something on the surface for me to be like, yeah, that's it.
Okay,
Because I actually dated his best friend before him.
girl.
On top of
she
that,
was
because
so
I was like,
messy. Yo,
I was like, man.
yo, she was so messy.
All right, let's move on. Let's not talk about me anymore. Let's hear your opinion on love at first sight.
I think that's nonsense.
Well,
But
why? You
I
think is absolutely impossible?
it's a bit far fetched. It's very Disney. It's very fairy tale. It's very unrealistic.
Oh, girl.
What was that?
I
for?
pulled a story, and it's so funny she started the same way I just did. I pulled a story, and I actually forgot that I pulled this. This
Let's
lady says, some scruffy guy was eyeing me at a fair one day. He came over and bought a necklace, kept hanging around our booth, and eventually told me I was it for him. It was like the opposite from, you know?
Okay.
Took me a couple weeks to come around, but I did, and we've been happily married 23 years.
Well, damn.
She continues to say, not sure how much of it was love and how much was lust, but it was definitely something beyond attraction. Some sort of joining of the two halves of a whole.
Okay, you want tea?
Yes! I always want the tea.
I mean, I guess.
Always want the tea. So yeah. Actually, somebody replied to this, said, you absolutely cannot stop there. Tell me more.
You know what's crazy?
Oh boy.
I might be switching sides.
Let's go.
I might be switching sides because that's crazy. It just reminded me of a story. That's all.
Oh, juicy stories. Let's go.
No, I'm
You
just
give me
saying.
the tea, now give me the tea.
Man, look.
People,
I'm not.
give us the
I'm not saying
tea.
it's
Give
love
us the tea.
at first sight, but I think it has to do with somebody, at least one of the two people, being very intentional with their actions. Because, for example, calm down. Do not react. Do not react. Can we do that? Okay. The guy I'm dating now,
Mm-hmm.
we actually met 5 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
right? Can't stop. Stop it.
Okay, I'll have some sugar. I shan't speak through the
Stop
story.
it.
Go on.
Right. We met 5 years ago. I was unaware, obviously, that this was a thing. And obviously, when we reconnected and we become a thing, he was like, I wrote about you in like my journal, and was like, we met once, and we were at university, so like I didn't really wasn't in his circle, he wasn't in my circle, and we didn't really connect then, but in his mind, there was always an intention. So that's what I mean. Like, I don't believe in love at first sight per se, but I feel like at least one of the two people has to be very intentional with their actions, because, like, obviously I didn't really think much of it, and then we like reconnected years later, and he still had this intention that he had from the beginning. So meanwhile, I'm like, oh, okay, you're cool. I'm not into you like that, but okay, and you know, whatever. Enough said. But I'm just saying, I don't
Are y'all hearing this, people?
listen.
I feel like today a miracle has occurred.
I need to so
Today on day 4 of the Brown Sugar Shade podcast, it seems like we've come to a screeching halt with our debate, and we brought somebody to our side. Very unprecedented.
I'm not on your
But
side.
I must say, intentionality is a very interesting take.
It is.
And I'd like to disagree on that, in the sense that what makes us intentional? What made me become intentional? What made him become intentional?
Well, I'm gorgeous. I'm cute.
I'm sure he's met several gorgeous and cute people in his life, but not all of them made it to his journal.
I don't know that. I don't know who else in your journal.
Cupid did this, drew back his bow.
I mean, whatever. Okay.
Anyways,
Okay,
there's
so
another.
what made you intentional then?
I don't know. That's what I'm telling you. This nigga was scruffy. Scruffy. Just like the lady said, her mom was scruffy.
I'm gonna need some sugar.
Anyways, there's another story online that I think is super cute. I first saw my husband on NYE, New Year's Eve. Why did I say NYE? At a crowded college party, and it was like he was glowing and there was no one else in the
He was
room.
glowing, girl.
He immediately walked to me, even though he has been in the middle of a conversation, and we have been together ever since. My best friend still does an impression of the moment he saw me. It's been a lot of work for sure, but we just celebrated our 15-year anniversary, and this was the best year yet. I love me some Insta love.
Oh, that's cute. Interesting. Okay. So she saw him, and when she saw him and he locked eyes, then he walked to her.
Uh-huh.
It
So is it
giving-
destiny or
it is giving
hormones?
very
I feel
I
a
feel
combination.
on the surface is definitely harm. It's just like a surface level attraction.
You telling me that me who saw the scruffy man, this girl who saw the scruffy man, it was for surface level attraction? We saw beyond the scruffy?
Man,
It literally took 8 years before I got married, after knowing him. And this lady said it took her a few weeks or months to come around. There's just, there maybe is something that we
in the
can't
water.
explain.
I mean, okay, fine. I guess it's a half and half situation where maybe that first meeting is, I don't know, destiny or whatever. But then as you go, you have to be intentional and you have to put in the work and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Right? Because I'm pretty sure those meetings probably happen more often than we think, but it doesn't always work out.
Maybe. I'm sorry we don't have some statistics on it. But anyways, there's an argument that there's some dopamine involved in here and
Definitely.
some attraction, and that it's not love at all. If it's love at first sight, why does the divorce rate exist? I
That's,
don't
yeah, that's where the whole
know.
statistics come in. Because is it the same couples that are like, you know, meeting like that and having this like instant connection? Or
That's
those,
kind of
you know?
impossible to place. And on top of that, they're saying that the divorce rate stats that people be spreading around don't account for how long the couple's been together, where these people are. Because we're saying that we agree.
We're saying I'm half and half, guys. I'm 50-50. I'm not all in.
What do y'all think? Do y'all believe in love at first sight? Does anybody have any juicy stories?
Any cute
Let
little
us know.
stories? Cute little
Let
love
us
stories?
know. I'm going to be that girl in the comments like, you cannot stop there. Tell me more. Well, honestly, I do feel it exists. I don't know if we're going to go for fairy dust, magic, God, what. I don't know what it is. Maybe some things are just meant to align. Some stars are crossed.
I guess,
Some
like,
T's are
something just
dotted.
clicked. Timing is
Did I
timing
just
is
say T's
everything
are
too.
dotted?
You just said T's are dotted, and I was gonna move past it, but you repeated it, so here we are. I feel timing is very important too.
I suppose it did take your guy 5 years, your fellow 5 years to
Yeah, and like we have a
make the
friend
plan
with a
come into
similar
place.
thing. They went to school together.
Who's that?
Well, I don't want to tell the girl business, but
Whisper to me.
when you hear the story, you'll figure out who it is.
Okay. I like tea. Let's go.
Right, so they went to school together. Like, he was kind of nerdy, and she was never into him, and she didn't even really notice. Actually, she didn't even remember that she was in the same year as him at school. And then they end up in a different country, and he was one of the only Bajans in that country. So they connected, and now they're married.
Oh, I know what you
And
mean.
very happily
Shout out
married.
to my good sis.
Yes, living her best life.
Congratulations.
She was the youngest of our whole crew, and she got married second because Ashley was first. And she's like, what, 23, 24?
I don't even know how
Like-
old I am. Let's not talk.
Anyway, she's the youngest. And sis is happily married to this man that she did not
Indeed.
notice for years at school.
Indeed. Does anybody have that like glowing moment that this second story describes? I definitely didn't have that. I genuinely thought he was scruffy, but my brain was just like, yeah, that's it. That's it. Anyways, since we agree on this, we're gonna. Oh, he's. I was wondering, like, why is the videographer putting up 4 fingers? He's counting how many times I've called him scruffy. Honey, you have to admit you were looking shaggy.
But this feels like the same.
Anyways, today's Brood and Blood, we're gonna do a verses. So we have 3 verses. Yes, you have to pick one. So it's not a case where we're necessarily discussing or like, whatever. Don't ask me questions.
All the excuses in the world do not make. It's just not happening.
You are their pet, as far as I'm concerned. I've never met a cat that looks like he loves his human. You know, he or she loves their human. I don't know.
And like, I don't. Also, from the pet standpoint, what do they do all day? They're just in the house, like chilling around. Like, they don't do anything.
That's what dogs do. Also,
we
That's
take
not your
the
best
dogs
point.
outside.
What?
We take dogs outside. You could take a dog for a walk. You could take dogs to the park.
People take cats for walks. I've seen people put harnesses on their cats and take them for walks. I'm gonna have to send you some stuff.
It's not okay, but it's not the norm,
It's definitely not.
and it's not. It's what are you doing with them guys? Like, what's the
I
purpose of this?
think that maybe it shouldn't be a cats versus dogs situation, because I don't think cats are pets. You know,
They're not.
next level owners. Like they have a different vibe going on. I don't.
They do not want to be owned.
They're
just
not
want-
our best friends.
They want to be fed, and that's it. And cat owners have admitted this. So I don't even know why this is a debate.
Anyways, our second debate today: ice cream versus cake.
Ooh, ice cream versus, that's a hard one. I would have to go with ice cream because I like ice cream cones. I love a waffle cone.
I do too, but I also love cake.
Cake is a
Cake
hit
is a
or-
lot
it's a
harder,
hit or
though.
miss though. I don't
Not
really
when
feel
it
like
goes to the right person every single time.
right,
So
but you
for
have
me,
to find that right person.
when I'm in London, I get Lola's. I get Lola's cupcakes. I order cakes for my birthday. I order cakes when I feel like having a cake. Lola's is my go-to. And when I'm in Barbados, Flora Petals.
She
Flora
does make
Petals,
nice
I'm in your DMs. Like the day before a few days before I travel, I'm messaging to get my dozen cupcakes when I land.
This is true. Her cake.
It is a must.
But
It is a
the
must.
thing with ice cream, you can get ice cream from any and everywhere. It's the same thing. Like
It's
consistent. It's
not.
fairly consistent. For the most part,
I
I've
do
never
love a
had
waffle cone.
bad. Of course, some ice cream is better than others, but I've never had a bad ice cream. You know? You get me? You buy a $3 ice cream, you can eat it. It can still be good.
A $3 cake, not
The
something.
$3 cake, exactly. Ice cream sandwich,
That
Cannot
one
miss.
is tough.
never miss.
That one is tough indeed. So, guys, which one are you picking? Ice cream or cake? Let us know in the comments. But last, and definitely not least, probably an easy one for most people. Winter versus summer.
I beat Jen.
Why pick?
Why?
Because it's winter. Because it's winter.
I don't think anybody's gonna
Does
get that
anybody
reference.
watch Phineas and Ferb?
Nobody's gonna get that reference.
Y'all are lame.
Like,
Because it's winter.
some people call it warmer.
Some people call it warmer.
Honestly, I'm a cold baby. I was raised in the heat, but I'm definitely made for the cold. I can't explain
I
it.
am not. My first winter in London, I almost died. I'm not being dramatic. You know, like your fingers get swollen and stuff because I will come out. So I will come inside. My fingers would be freezing, and I put them straight on the heater. I knew in my brain that was not a good idea, but I repeatedly did it, and it was
Have
just
you
not.
never?
My
Your
hands,
fingers could have fallen off. You know that.
they were swollen, and like you know when the blood starts to thing and it got itchy, and I was like, this is probably not a good idea. Like but
It's definitely
I
not a
was
good. Have you
so-
never heard of gloves?
I was so
Or
I would be
pockets?
wearing gloves.
Our pockets.
I was just not prepared for. And London isn't even that cold,
That's what I'm saying. You're not in
Right.
Canada.
but I just wasn't prepared, guys. I'm from the Caribbean. I'm sorry, I was not prepared. I was not having it. To this day, I'm still not like the minute I hit 16 degrees, my hands are cold.
To this day. To this day.
Anyways, I am definitely
It's
a
not
winter
for me.
babe because
It's
I
not for me.
really enjoy getting warm. Getting warm is so much fun for me. Layering up, blankets. Sarah's niece was telling me about a blanket shuffle that she likes to do on her couch. She's in Canada, so she's actually in the cold. Not you.
I agree. I'm just not made for it.
Summer is a lot harder to get cool than it is to get warm in the cold. In
But that's what
Barbados,
the-
when it
that's
is
what the beach is
sweltering,
for.
what do you do?
You go to the beach.
Girl, sometimes you water hot. Are you nuts? Sometimes it's so hot.
You sit on the couch in front of a fan with the door open.
Circulating the heat.
If you leave the door open, you get fresh air.
Depends on the day. What if it's cloudy? There's no wind.
Listen. And it's a lot more comfortable because
And even if you have AC, you have to crank that
you know
and
what?
pay through
You
the
know what?
nose
You know why?
for AC.
You know why summer is better than winter? Also because the vibe is on. Nobody expects you to get anywhere on time. Hot countries, we live in our best lives. When I moved to London, like all my friends, okay, if like Australia, India, we have very similar characteristics of the countries. Spain is do siestas. We're just a lot more laid back because it's hot outside. Like we can't do much. Like there's not a lot you can do. It's
Anyways,
just a different vibe. Summer is. a
I'm
different
missing
vibe.
the cold. I really am.
I'm not.
And it literally,
all.
like, when I realized that we were getting close to coming to Barbados, I, like, spent almost 3 weeks kind of climatizing myself. Because I know
How
that
did
I
you
would
do
have.
that?
We were in Mexico at the time, so I was going outside a lot more instead of staying inside and actually walking and exercising outside instead of inside so I could get used to sweating. And is that crazy?
Babes, it's not that deep. It's not that deep.
It helped because I honestly imagined that when I landed, the heat would have taken my breath away. It's happened before. I literally could not breathe for the first 5
You're
minutes.
so dramatic.
The last time we came. Anyways, we're gonna wrap that up. So you guys, please tell us, love at first sight. Are you a believer? Do you think it's hormones? Do you think it's
Is it real? Is it really real?
yeah? Maybe you'll come to my side like she did.
I'm gonna stick on my 50-50. I'm
Mhm.
on the line.
And cat parents, please tell us what your thought. I can't even call you cat parents.
What are you getting out of this? That's all I want
Why?
to know.
Why do you have a cat?
Give us a reason. Just give me 2. That's it.
Is this something you discuss with your therapist? Like genuinely, like. you
Where does
can't-
it stem
no,
from?
Yeah. Is there something in your childhood? Let's see if you guys have like similar things that make you cat people.
Yeah. And what was the other one? Winter versus summer? There was one before that.
Ice cream versus cake.
Ice cream versus cake.
Yeah, that was a cute one too.
Very
No,
interesting one.
Yeah.
But the more important one, winter versus summer. Is it even a question? No. No.
Anyways, Thank you for coming to our episode of Brown Sugar Shade. Next episode, I'm going to find something a little bit more tantalizing. Something a little more difficult to sway.
We shall see.
Deuces.
Deuces.